An assassin in Thrushmore, in quaint little Thrushmore. Who would have thought? But at least it's a sign that you're on the right path. You've learned from asking around in town, where at least one of the riders, the Dark Riders, that had been carrying something out of Feldgrau that was central to the Whispering Ways ongoing plot, but you're not sure what it was exactly. But one of them apparently made their way to Ilmarsh, that strange, musty little town, just a little down the coast from Thrushmoor, and pretty much the last corner of Ustalav that nobody really ever wanders because there's not much to see. You made your way over there using varying degrees of terrifying mounts, and came across an surprisingly familiar face, at least for some of you. You ran into the kooky Horace Kroon, an inventor who has set up his shop, at least for now, in the town of Ilmarsh, and who was busy at work, working on his subaqueous exploration and research vessel, as he called it, of which, however, you caught as maybe as much as a glimpse, because it was safely stowed under some tarps on the deck of its ship that you saved from capsizing in the stormy squalls that were coming in from Avalon Bay. So you saved his ship, possibly even him, and you had a strange, little bit meandering conversation with him, where he was fairly grateful for your service, but then kind of trailed off, talked about something else, just got distracted, and at some point just kind of wandered off looking for his cart.
Mm-hmm.
So from here, it's dark and cold, still raining. It's kind of getting close to the wee hours of the night, and Ilmarsh is still a little bit down the road. So if we go here. Yeah, so it's pretty much another hour before you get to the actual town of Ilmarsh. And here we'll take a look at it. You coming in from the north, following the coastline. And as you walk into town, you experience it as a small place, just a couple of houses, just kind of cuddled together. Primarily antiquated, chinked, split log buildings. Couple of more modern, half-timbered structures can also be seen, especially as you get closer to the town square, which is D1, as it's marked here. And it's pretty clear what the town's major industry is, because the entire place is dominated by its wharfs, which is D3. And
musty.
Mm-hmm.
yes, exactly. And you can see the trawlers now, all of them, or at least very many of them, tied to the docks, just kind of rocking back and forth in the still somewhat uneasy sea. And the fish market right next to the wharfs, which is D5, is deserted right now. It smells, reeks of old fish. Still some fish guts around, kind of smeared all over the tables. Some remains just kind of discarded in a corner. And as you walk past that, there's a different smell in the air that replaces it. Kind of hard to say what it is exactly. It's a little unsettling. It also smells somewhat like the sea, but it just like musty and stagnant in a sense, with some unplaceable quality to it. Very, very off-putting. Yeah. As you walk into town, it's already getting really late. You hardly see anyone, and if you spot somebody, maybe like taking a chamber pot outside or something like that, they'll give you a cold stare as you walk past, and they hurry to make their way back inside. And all the people you see just kind of contribute to this off-putting sense that you're getting. Everyone you see has some strange quality to them. Sometimes it's just the way they look at you with like bulbous eyes, giving you these suspicious stares. Sometimes it's the way that one of them would walk in like a weird wobbly shuffle. But it's clear that this town is not seeing lots of traffic from the outside. However, it does have an inn, which is D4. It's a 2-story building, and a sign above the door depicts a fisherman hauling in a net full of fish, and a curvaceous mermaid with a knowing smile on her lips. And it's one of the bigger buildings in town, so you kind of feel drawn to it. And as you get to it, you also walk over the town square, which is dominated by a bronze statue that stands upon a plinth at the center of the square and depicts a sea captain wearing a rain slicker, standing at a ship's wheel and staring steely-eyed at a coming storm. The plaque reads, Cassius Andaiomede, First Lord of Ilmarsh.
Mm-hmm.
Right across from the inn is the local temple, and on this side of the town square, we have what looks like the town hall, which is by far the largest building in town, 3-story structure. We have a little tavern, the Wall-Eyed Kraken, where the lights are still on. And we have a general store, D7, which is currently closed for the night. Where are you gonna go? What are you gonna do?
Well, I would imagine it is almost the middle of the night, so we probably should find shelter from this god-awful weather and finally warm our bones for the night. So we We probably should visit the tavern and uh, even if not stay in the rooms, then at least like see if they let us to wait in the common rooms, because this place doesn't really look very hospitable.
You
Agree
mean
with the doctor.
you mean the inn? Because the tavern and the inn are different places.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
apologize. Yes.
Yeah, some rest would be good.
Some onwards then.
Okay. So you open the door to the bountiful catch, and it creaks as you open it. The hinges all rusty from the exposure to the sea water. The room at the bottom, which is their common room, looks probably like their breakfast room or something. Is surprisingly well in order. Looks like it's well kept. There's a bored-looking man that is just in the process of packing up for the night as you walk in, and he looks up and he turns towards you, and he has like stringy hair. Looks like he's wet. When you get closer, it turns out he isn't. And he licks his lips while he speaks the whole time. Large gaps between his teeth. And he also emanates this mildewy smell that seems to permeate the entire town. And he says, "Oh, guests at this late hour. Well, what a nice surprise."
It was complicated getting transport here.
I imagine so. We don't get many guests around here. Would it be 4 rooms?
Well, if you have 4 rooms, good sir, we would be very happy to rent them.
Let me see if our other guests have already checked out. He puts down the ledger that he had already packed away, and he goes over it and says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm afraid you will have to make do with just 3 rooms. 'Cause the others are still occupied currently. But those 3 are available. It's just 3 gold pieces per night."
Gold pieces.
Yes.
That is quite steep.
Well, you're welcome to try your luck in some other town.
Is there an Ustalav equivalent for TripAdvisor? Because this guy's earning his review. Plus we can pay.
Yeah.
That'll be the first night in advance, please. Thank you. So how many rooms do you rent? All 3?
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe if they have, would they have a large room where we could all room together with enough beds?
You ask, and he turns to look at you, and he blinks like he manages to even blink weirdly. It's like it's taking too long. It's like a slow blink, and he licks his lips again, and he goes, "Well, I guess we could arrange for additional beds in one of the rooms, but of course we will charge a little extra for that."
Of course.
So, yeah, 6 gold pieces for the 1 room with 4 beds. And of course, it's not going to be as comfortable.
Well, if everyone's okay with that,
Oh, so
Well, we can manage, I guess, and we can also keep our eye on her.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
Emaírel is going to hand over the gold.
he takes the gold pieces, puts it in his crumpled clothes in a pocket somewhere, and grabs the ledger, puts it under his arm, and says, "Well then, follow me." And he takes you upstairs, up the creaking stairs, which he, as he climbs the stairs, he like sways from left to right, as if he's not really able to bend his knees properly as he climbs the stairs. And then on top of the stairs, he disappears in a little, in a tiny looking little room, and reappears with some like a bedroll and some padding material, and leads you over to one of the private rooms, hands you the 2 bedrolls, the straw to make it a little bit more comfortable, and he says, "Breakfast is with the first light in the morning, and do the gentlemen take tea?"
be nice.
Yeah, of course.
Whatever you have.
Good, he says, and then he just turns around and waddles off, and then noisily descends the stairs. You look around the room, and it's once again surprisingly well kept. It's clean. The 2 beds that are here actually do look comfortable, as opposed to the bedrolls and the straw. There's a little bit of fresh water in a container near a washing table, and a chest for your personal belongings.
Well, I guess we should just make ourselves comfortable as far as we can for now, and plan for tomorrow.
Suppose so.
Yeah. Do you think we should keep out for watch?
I'll set something up,
Okay.
and as we get when everyone is settled and ready, Emaírel is going to cast an alarm spell.
All right.
Alhindri, what kind of music is this place making for you?
It's soft and muted, but there is something else. It is very low melody. Sometimes I think I hear it. Sometimes I don't. It hides under the other.
All right. So you spend the night and actually get some rest. And with the first few rays of sunlight the next morning, which is fairly late, yeah, like around 7 in the morning, you wake up and find yourself still in this weird place. But at least no assassins sprung out to kill you this time. So maybe it's better than Thrushmoor,
Yeah.
after all.
I will re-prepare my spells, well, extracts. Except in this case I will replace long arm extract with comprehend languages just in case, and I will immediately drink Ant Hole in order to, well, not to be encumbered that much.
And Alhindri, for her part, will hum a little melody to greet the morning and cast mage armor on herself.
Okay. All right. After you're done with your morning preparations, well, I said the first was sunlight, but it's actually quite overcast outside. In fact, every now and then there's a little shower of freezing rain. It's really uncomfortable looking outside. And as you're sitting by the breakfast table, you feel very hesitant to venture outside and ask around. But you probably won't find any answers in here, since you seem to be the only guests. Your only company is the innkeeper, who every now and then shoots you a suspicious side eye when he thinks you're not looking, and otherwise just only talks the necessary stuff with you.
Well, I guess we may as well ask him. Sir, have there been any riders coming into town lately?
Apart from ourselves, of course.
He looks at you once again, in with the slow blink of his, just like if he's praising you, and he says, "We don't run our mouths in this town, especially not."
Oh, we're just inquiring we're inquiring after a friend. We're trying to catch up. Can I try and convince him?
You can do I could roll a diplomacy check.
He's ill, you see, and we have his medicine. The doctor here will try and heal him.
I will try to make an aid check for
For his aid.
Okay.
Get it up to 10. Come on.
Wow.
I did get it up to 10.
No. Yes.
Wow. He just huffs and he says, "You've paid for the room, and not for idle chit chat."
And how much would idle chit chat cost us?
And he raises an eyebrow and he says, "Well, make me an offer."
Well,
well, I mean, we can offer him a lot more gold than he probably can spend in this place, but
Emaírel is going to slide across the table 20 GP.
Okay. 20, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, his eyes go wide, and he quickly pockets that. And he says, "Well, what'll be your order then?"
rider coming into town.
Oh, right. We don't. Nope. I don't think any riders have been through town lately. The only person that that showed up here was that Lucas fella. But he's been keeping mostly to himself. Just like we like it in this town. He didn't give anybody trouble. Paid for his room, always on time. Well,
Interesting.
Is he still around?
he's here. He's renting one of the rooms yet. As a matter of fact, it's the one right next door to yours.
This Lucas, when did he arrive into town?
He's been staying at the inn for, and I would actually have to do the math, but it
Just a guesstimation.
would. Well, if what you're implying is that he may be the Dark Rider, that does seem possible from the timeline. Yeah. I don't know what I said. How long the journey would take you? I think he would have been like a day or two before you, or you would have been a day or two behind him.
Yeah.
So it would make it could possibly be him.
See.
That's all I have to say. I need to check on my fish stew in the kitchen, and then
Of course, of course.
Naturally.
and then he lumbers off.
So what will we do? I mean, it sounds kind of odd, but I mean we can just walk up and ask the guy.
Or we could just wait here until he comes down.
We could do that.
Okay, so you hang around for an hour,
Yeah.
but nobody comes down the stairs.
Perhaps we should try the tavern or the fish market. Somewhere along the wharf. Those people like to tell tales from what I've heard. Keep an eye out for strangers. Perhaps we can get some insights as to our esteemed guest. Oh, we should have told the innkeeper that what we paid also includes discretion.
Ah, well. Let's just let's just believe that they value privacy in their quaint little towns.
Well, let's hope that our friend doesn't have as deep pockets as we, or isn't as generous as we've shown to be.
Well, I mean, if he is what we think he is, I mean, you've seen what they can do. I mean, we have deep pockets because they have deep pockets right now. That's all right. I mean, I still kind of have an urge to, well, just break his door open and see what's inside. But I guess we can try.
I don't think breaking into his living quarters is a good show of manners. Especially if we end up having to pay for the damage and having the wrong person.
You're right. Although I would imagine we paid more than enough for this tavern already. Sorry.
It's the door right next to ours, so I guess we saw it at least very vaguely.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Does it look like a tiny little eye could go through it?
Yeah, sure.
Well, in that case, Emaírel is going to explain to his buddies what he is going to do, and he'll go back up to his room, sit on one of the beds, and send his little eye.
Right. So the eye flies outside, pops in under the door into the room, and finds that it's empty. It's pretty clear that his bed has not been slept in for some time, and there seems to be a dearth of any signs of any occupancy. Like there's his what should I say? So it's somebody definitely occupies this room, but it doesn't look like anybody's been here recently.
Okay.
Let's say that. And you don't see any sign of what this person's business could be. No open books on the table. No weapons either.
I see. Well, I guess we indeed will have to just seek him out old-fashioned way. I mean,
Well, if it's not that big of a town, I think he's gonna stand out.
that said, if our friend told us the truth.
Let's be cautiously skeptical.
Are there any like personal effects or anything in the room? Or rather, I'm sorry, this is through Emaírel. Emaírel's seeing this, so
Yeah, but like I said, it's suspiciously empty of any such items.
I want to go for a walk and listen to what this place has to say.
Let's go then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you head out, find yourself on the town square with that big statue. Freezing rain makes you all pull your coats a little closer. Alhindri is probably really freezing at this point. Not sure if she notices. But it is below freezing, so it's very cold.
Ooh.
Where are you going?
Well,
Just around town? Asking around?
Follow the music, I suppose.
yeah. Well, the first suggestion was to visit the actual tavern, so that's probably a
Okay.
good place to start.
Um, all right. The tavern is called the Wall-Eyed Kraken. There's a wooden sign over its door that depicts a squid-like beast with wide, silvery eyes, its tentacles reaching from the waves to grasp a gibbous moon. The tavern is closed, as it seems, and the little sign lets you know that it'll open later in the afternoon. So,
So I guess we can come in. No, wait.
Fish.
fish?
Fish.
Mm-hmm.
What?
The innkeeper spoke of fish. I want to see them.
You want to see the fishermen?
She points in the direction of the fish market, I believe you
Mm-hmm.
mentioned.
Yeah.
And then she just starts walking there.
All right.
I guess we'll follow.
So you follow her as she purposefully walks towards the fish market. The odor of fish is still strong, and the market is empty. But you can see from where you're standing, the wharves are not too far away, and many of the trawlers and ships you saw the night before are missing right now. So you would guess that this place probably gets busy once they bring back their daily haul.
We're taking in the scenery
Mhm.
and thinking about our next move.
I could tell.
Maybe we should just kind of wander town a little bit, find out what some of these other buildings are.
Okay. Yeah. So as you walk around town, town's also in the process of you know uh, starting the day. People are going about their business. But it's like it's like you're preceded by a wake that makes people just kind of walk off. A lot of doors are shut as you walk by. Lots of people all of a sudden, as they see you come closer, um, suddenly change direction and seem to have business somewhere else. And unless you directly approach someone, no one is really looking for a conversation or a friendly chat. Everyone's just sticking to themselves,
Minding their own business.
finding their own business, but always staring with their creepy stares. And yeah, as you walk around town, I can give you a few more notes. So D10 is seems a little bit special, and you have an idea who lives there, because there's a large, overly complicated wind chime of some sort that consists mostly of gears and pulleys,
Okay.
and it's not clear what that contraption would be supposed to do, but it's definitely a fine piece of mechanical craftsmanship. Yeah, but no lights are on. No smoke is coming from the chimney, so it looks like nobody's home. Yeah, D3 are the wharfs, and D9, which is right around the corner, is a boat maker. D7 is the general store, as I mentioned. E is the local temple.
Temple
D1
of
is the...
what?
Hmm?
Temple of who?
Okay, so you want to check out the temple?
Well, I mean, if you know, if it's not advertised up front, then well, maybe we shouldn't.
Wait, so are you going to find out?
Well, does anyone want to go? I mean, I am incredibly scared of this place.
I'll always be interested in whatever temples these people worship.
Is there any singing coming from inside? Chanting?
No.
Mm.
So as when you go to check it out, you find that it's also one of the larger buildings in town. It's constructed of dark, weather-beaten fieldstones. And it sort of has an archaic architectural style. It sticks out a little bit compared to the other buildings. Well, first of all, because it's made of stone. Other buildings are mostly made of timber. But also because, like I said, it looks older. It is called the Hall of the Recondite Order. Yeah. Hall of the Recondite. Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Um,
Cool. I got it by ear.
and yeah, and the first part of it is an open colonnaded portico that faces the dark waters of Lake Enkathon. There's a stone statue of a mermaid with long flowing green hair holding a trident and a conch shell that stands in the middle of the portico. And she's also looking out to sea. There's an open archway to the east that leads inside into the actual temple.
Can we try to roll religion on the mermaid? If it's some
Sure.
sort of
Yeah.
imperial lord or...
Yeah, sure.
Does it look like anything like the mermaid we saw coming in by the fisherman?
Well, it's a mermaid. Give me a knowledge religion check.
I actually don't have any trained religion, but I will.
Well, untrained does only give you up to DC 10, and it's no common depiction of a deity that you would know of.
Religion.
Mermaids.
But Emaírel, of course,
Please.
quickly... Oh, I didn't see. The doctor was actually 23. I thought that was 13, but 13 was Geier. So both the doctor and Emaírel, you can tell your friends that this is a depiction of Gosre, although it is somewhat obscure and used only by some coastal communities on Lake Enkathon. So apparently this is one of them.
Interesting. I think I've heard of Gozri being imagined as like a huge water elemental sometimes. But I'm not sure I ever seen him or her being depicted as a mermaid. But well, everyone to each own, I guess.
Well, it makes sense at any rate. Fishing village worships the sea.
Yeah. At least it's...
Suppose they have their sea-based superstitions here.
Well, at least it is not as sinister as we might have thought, so we probably can go...
So far, but I wouldn't put it beyond our friendly A to have corrupted some of the people here.
Yeah.
I mean, at least their disposition is not the most shining of them all.
Yeah. So we can at least come in and make some inquiries. Hopefully the priests of Gozri will be, well... yeah, well, I don't know what they will be, to be honest.
Question. Do we think that maybe the Sea Sage effigy would have something to do with Gosre?
That's not a question for me, right? That's for you.
That's a question like based on that religion skill and what we know of the Sea Sage effigy.
Well,
Do
you
we-
know
do we
very little about it. But wasn't it? Actually, I have to look it up because I think you've learned something about the Sea Sage effigy and what Lepidstadt University thinks it is. Wasn't that even?
I can't remember. I don't think we ever figured out what it is. Only that somebody wanted it,
Mm-hmm.
and now that somebody's trading it for something else.
Yeah, I don't
I mean, if it
think
doesn't see.
We've never actually seen it, I don't think.
yeah, it was like very nebulous for us to. I mean, it didn't seem to have any powers. It was just some sort of thing that was stolen and never recovered from.
Hmm.
We did get a description. I mean, we got a description of it at the university. I remember that, but we didn't, actually get to see the thing.
No. Yeah, so I can recapitulate what you had learned from Dr. Crowell, which was that he was unsure of where the statuette originally came from. That it physically resembles a grotesque creature writhing with tentacles, murky green statuette. And he always found it fascinating because it appeared to be an anomaly, an idol of some sort that did not seem to correlate to the worship of any known divine being.
Mm-hmm.
A corruption.
What is this effigy? Its name has a certain rhythm.
Yeah, well, if we had any sort of idea about it, then our quest would have been much easier by this point.
Fact is, at this moment, we're just chasing some rider, running out of leads. So we're picking at strands, and hopefully one will stick.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I see. Give me a second here.
What was the inn's name again? Oh,
The Bountiful Catch.
yeah, I mean, you may have hidden the role, but we still see the lore. Like dabbling in forbidden knowledge.
Oh, you can still see that?
No.
You would be surprised what our eyes can see.
We saw your
Apparently.
yeah.
Wait, but can you?
I mean, we can see that what skill was rolled, but we can see the roll.
We can't see the roll, but we can see which skill.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
Well,
I think
you-
I think a blind GM roll would be.
Would have done that
Yeah, you probably
have done
can't.
versus private.
yeah,
Okay.
private.
Noted for the future.
Yeah, you private it harder.
Pretend we didn't see anything.
Okay, so, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna enter the temple, try to find the
Yeah,
priest?
well, why not? I mean, we might as well enter the temple and ask around. We still need to collect information of any sort.
So, once you cross the portico, you enter a vestibule where two leaded stained glass windows to the north and south display images of the same mermaid depicted by the statue outside. Two doors and an open archway lead to the east. There are total of 11 pairs of shoes currently neatly lined up against the north and south walls. And you can already, if you look inside, because the to the east, the archway is open right now. You see a couple of priests shuffled around the main part of the temple, sunken in prayer, tending to the building, doing priest stuff. And they are not wearing shoes.
They're not wearing shoes.
They're not wearing shoes.
Huh.
Well, that's very uncomfortable custom, but I guess we probably should respect it, even though, well, it is stone floor and it's winter outside, right?
It's
Well,
very cold. Yeah.
Ugh. Well, what my fortitude saves are for anyway. And Arronax will take off his shoes and step in.
Okay. The others?
Guess I take off my shoes.
Alhindri will do so, kind of giggling when her
Do
feet touch the cold stone.
you even wear shoes?
It's questionable. I was debating that myself. She's probably got some sort of like very thin soled, like
Foot wraps or something.
Moccasins.
yeah, something like that.
Like that. Nobody dare mock her moccasins.
As you enter the Bethel, you catch a glimpse of it, where you see warped wooden pews that stand within what looks like a central meeting hall. It's decorated with a decidedly nautical theme. There's a wooden statue of the same mermaid depicted elsewhere in the temple that stands at the front of the hall, though she holds a strange octopoid creature in one hand rather than a conch shell. But you don't really get to investigate it much further, because pretty much as soon as you step inside, all four of the priests or acolytes or whatever they are that are meditating in front of the statue, cleaning, and generally milling about, turn towards you, and they don't come running, but they purposefully stride quickly towards you. And they start to usher you out, and they say, "Please, this is a hall of worship. Only the faithful are allowed to enter."
Well, I mean, while I'm Arronax will not resist, but he will. While they usher me out, imagine they can't politely push me away. He will try to, speak to them. I mean, well, good sirs. I mean, I assure we are faithful, if not of. What's the name of God's folk names?
Please,
Yes.
please step outside, please. You're on hallowed grounds.
Yeah. Well, he will.
And they keep
Relentless.
pushing
He
you
will
out.
try. We just came to talk. We just wanted some to
Please,
drink of the wisdom of your people. Oy.
please, if you have any inquiries, please direct them to. Sorry, and I forgot his title. God damn it. Please direct them to the vizier. But he's currently not here. Please check back tomorrow. Please.
Where is
Please
he?
leave now.
Yeah. Where is he? As Arronax will also back away while they try. It's like. It probably would be the last question that he gets to ask. Where is he? Okay. Will he be back tomorrow? You think? But why? Where did he went? Where can we find him now?
He is on important business for the church. Thank you. As
We
you-
are consecrated people. Is there anything we can assist the church with?
No,
I would
thank you.
love to.
This is outsiders. We do not allow outsiders into our ranks or bother them with any services. Thank you, they say. And once you are out of the, back at the vestibule, they step back inside, close the doors behind them.
Arronax will put his boots back on. And, and he will like make a sign of death now on his chest, like, and shudder a little bit, like. Ugh.
Well,
Okay,
I'm running out of ideas here.
we didn't went to the tavern yet, right? I mean, I kind of skipped away. We didn't enter.
Yeah, because it's going to be closed until the afternoon.
Ah, sorry, right. Well, I guess we can just ask the authorities. Arronax will suggest and point at the another big building.
Mm-hmm. The town hall.
Yeah, I mean we after all respectable gentlemen and a lady from Lepidstadt and other places. But well, at least like some of us respectable people from Lepidstadt, so we can just making inquiries as if we were professionals on professional business from the institute.
Sorry, my PC crashed.
Oh, okay.
Ah, sorry.
Are you back?
You're from the phone.
No, from the PC it rebooted.
Ah.
Gonna need a minute to relaunch everything.
Did you hear how we spoke with the priest?
I basically stopped at the point where we were wondering about the tavern.
Ah, right. I suggested to go to town hall because we are civilized people from Lepidstadt, so we might as well pretend that we are on the business from the institute or university.
Sure, what sort of business?
We'll say just research expedition, and I mean they always send some research investigations, expeditions. I mean, culture.
Sure.
Yeah, you know, cultural folklore. So, well, yeah, we'll say that we our esteemed professor here probably was passing through, so.
So you go into the town hall?
Yeah, we're going to go to the town hall. I mean,
Yeah.
Arronax
Alright.
seems to be in a mood to spin a whole lot of bullshit for some reason. But
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the party is very decisive
yeah,
in their...
It's yeah,
I mean,
not sure how to proceed from here.
well, it's a very atmospheric and oppressive mood. So it's cold, it's rainy, so we just
Yeah.
want to sit by the
Every-
fire and warm up.
Everybody just kind of gives you the creeps.
Yeah, we don't feel especially welcome or
Yeah.
appreciated.
I mean, the only thing we don't know about is, aside from the town hall, is D8. We don't know what's down at the bottom there, but yeah, we can go to the town hall and see what we can learn.
All right. And it's just around the corner from the temple, so why not stop there? Yeah, the town hall, largest building in town, 3 stories tall. and from the directory right next to the main entrance, you can see that it actually holds the mayor's office and the council chamber on the ground floor, then the sheriff's office and the town's armory on the second floor, and the third floor is the town's jail. You are allowed to just enter. It's not locked. It's open to all. And you open the door, and as soon as you open it, you run into the sheriff who was just on his way out. It's a pretty grim-looking guy. Just give me a second. Yeah, he's got a pretty gruff demeanor, and he's got weathered face, with lots and lots of wrinkles around his eyes from probably squinting, because of the reflections of the sea. He looks like it's very hard to say how old he is. Like, he could be just in his 40s, but still look like he's in his 60s or 70s, because he's been probably spending his life outside for most of the time. And yeah, he takes it. He's startled as you open the door that he was just about to open, and then he goes, "I guess you're the foreigners, huh? Well, I heard you can't. I heard we had foreigners in town." He said, and then he looks at each one of you, his gaze lingering on you, and he spits on the ground next to you. He says, "We don't really like foreigners."
Arronax can't just restrain himself, and he has to correct him because, like, excuse me, we are also Naėllaŕian like everyone around here.
But you're not from Ilmarsh.
Well, we're
Pretty,
don't want to intrude.
And he pushes past you. He says, and like keeps moving in a way that he still is turning towards you as he walks around, and he says, "Just watch your steps around here. Tread lightly, or you'll end up on the third floor." And then he adjusts his coat and walks off into town.
Third floor. What the hell does he mean by that?
I suppose he means jail.
Yeah, as I just said, the third floor is the jail.
What a charming little town.
Let's just find that bloody rider and get out of here. Of all the towns we've been in.
All right. So you step inside, and the place feels pretty deserted. I mean, you read that there should be the council chamber, but it doesn't feel like there's any council going on. But you hear some footsteps from the office in the left wing of the town hall, and you walk over there and see a sign on a door that says Mayor's Office. And you knock, and then you're greeted by a high-pitched voice that goes, "Yes, come in." You open the door and find the mayor at his desk. I just show you what he looks like. And he looks up as you walk in. And his hat is, of course, in the corner on a hat stand, and he sits in a high-backed chair at his nice-looking desk, and he looks up and he says, "Oh, I see. Our guest from out of town. Yes, come in, please. Come in. My name's Greedle, Early Greedle. I am the mayor of Ilmarsh. May I ask, what your business is in our town?
If you share the image, we can see it.
Oh, you didn't. There you go.
No, yeah. Oh, there it is.
There.
Okay.
Charming fella.
God, he is very creepy. The longer I look, the creepier he gets.
That's a good-looking fellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
You-
also accurately the feeling that you're getting from him because his
Yeah.
eyes are really piercing.
Like your relative Geier.
Almost looks like one, huh?
Well, anyway, I suppose we should introduce ourselves. That we are, well, an expedition from the north, from Lippstadt University. We, yeah, we're,
From Lepidstadt. Interesting.
oh yeah,
Is that where you're from?
that absolutely that. Absolutely, we are from Lippstadt. So I introduce him. I am Dr. Arronax. These are my associates. This and that. We are, well, backtracking the steps of our esteemed colleague. It just I think we are just like 3 or 5 days behind him, and we are seeking, well, any sort of help in our research.
And he keeps bopping his head as you talk. And he says, "Your colleague, you say? Who might that be?"
So what was the name our innkeeper gave us? Leonard, right?
Lucas.
Right?
Oh, you mean Gaster, Lucas? Well, he's. Are you also in the import business? But I think he said that he was from Caliphas, if I remember correctly. You have me confused.
Well, you know the academic type. They like to
Yeah.
exchange letters from
yes,
afar.
yeah. Of course, he's our colleague, but well, he is not a colleague from from Lippstadt. Absolutely.
I see. Well, he's been staying in town, yes. I believe he was working on setting up some business deals, which is always good, bringing commerce to town. I don't think he's had much success, however, on account of the present troubles. But I'm sure some new investors, I presume, is what you are, would be just the thing to turn it around. And
Oh, of course, I'm sure he will be absolutely glad to see us. It's been so long since we actually conversed, and well, his company is sorely missed in our party. So, when can we possibly find him? Where can
I
we?
believe
Yeah.
I believe he was staying at the inn. Surely you
Oh.
must have met him already.
Well, we have tried to meet him at the inn, and we had no success at that, unfortunately.
Huh. Well, don't know what to tell you about that.
I see.
You said something about the troubles.
Oh, well, yes, we've had a turn of bad luck lately. You know, the fishing boats haven't been coming in full for the last few weeks, and folks are starting to get nervous. I wouldn't say it's a crisis yet, but I expect folks will look anywhere to blame something or someone. The vizier of the order says there's nothing to worry about. The lake has always provided for us, and it always will, provided we respect it and keep to the old ways. Things will turn around. They always do.
Yeah.
So while you're waiting for divine interference, more boats keep on going missing. Perhaps for some assistance, we can return in favor.
He says, well, seems to mull something over before finally going. It is true. We've had several people go missing recently. In fact, over a dozen so far. The sheriff and his deputies haven't found a hide nor hair of any of them. Not a single clue as to what might have happened to them. It's like they just up and vanished. People say it's part and parcel of the bad luck we've had recently, but I've got my own suspicions. Then he looks a little nervous, as if he's weighing whether or not he should share more. And then he finally takes a deep breath and says, all right, since you're offering, I'm going to come clean with you. Something's going on in this town, and I can't sit by any longer and watch it slowly die. You've probably heard of the recondite order of the Indomitable Sea. It's our local temple, and most of the townsfolk are loyal churchgoers. It's no secret that the order pretty much runs this town. Oh, sure, I'm the duly appointed mayor, but it's the vizier who pulls the strings. And I think he, or someone else in the order, may be behind these disappearances. I don't have any proof, only suspicions, but I can tell you that temple is not all that it seems to be. Like I said, practically everyone in town is a loyal follower of Father Voltiaro, including the sheriff. So, there's no one else I can trust. I could really use your help.
This
Normally-
Voltiaro, what can you tell us about him?
Well, he's the vizier, which makes him the highest ranking member of the order. And, like I said, he's throwing his weight around. He is, everyone in town does as he says. But I don't know. I just have a bad feeling about you. About him. I'm beseeching you, on behalf of the good people of Ilmarsh, to see if you can maybe find out more. I'm sure they're hiding something. And I assure you, you will be well rewarded from the town's treasury. You know, fish isn't the only bounty we take from the sea.
The people that disappeared, would you say that they were also churchgoers?
Yes, I would believe so, yes.
What did you think, Emaírel? Sacrifice?
I don't know. Would you sacrifice your own congregation, or would you rather start with foreigners?
It's Ostalav. They
Excuse
probably
me.
do it willingly.
Excuse me, I object to such discussions with saying of it's Ustalav. I mean,
So what do you say?
well,
Can the people of Ilmarsh count on you?
well, what can I say? I mean, our investigative minds cannot be at rest until we solve something. So we shall take upon this mystery for you, sir. What was his name? He said.
Early Greedle.
Yes.
And yeah, he seems delighted by that and rejoices for a moment before he says, "Oh, but please, I rely on your discretion. Please keep all of this under wraps. So you do not want to raise suspicion or possibly cause a panic."
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Discretion is our middle name.
There's many people here who would we able to tell.
Yeah. Alrighty. And before we go, sir, have you shared the same concerns with Lucas?
No. No, he was a businessman.
Of course.
I didn't think that he would be capable of handling such a matter. You, however, seem different.
All right.
What's the most beautiful place in all of Ilmarsh?
Oh God.
Beautiful, you say.
Yes.
I would say out on the turn rocks. Of course, only when there's no occupant there.
What are turn rocks?
The turn rocks? Oh, they are where the condemned go to face their judgment in Ilmarsh. You've seen those rock formations out on the lake?
Right, we did see, I think.
Well, it's a beautiful place. Very quiet. Removed from everything. Just the sound of the waves and the wind. And of course, sometimes the aching, pained screams of the condemned prisoners that we manacle to the rocks themselves as they get picked clean by the birds.
Very civilized.
It sounds charming. I can't wait to visit.
Yeah. As I said, quaint little towns.
You should. I'm sure that Cartus will soon have his ordeal behind him. And there's nobody else in line for a place on the rock yet.
Sorry, just taking a note. Cardis, you said?
Yes, Cartus. Cartus Scrint. Yes. He's a no-good drifter, a drunk, and a murderer. He killed one of Jasper Stain's deckhands over a hand of cards in front of a room full of witnesses at the Kraken. He was tried and convicted by the duly appointed courts of Ilmarsh Township and sentenced to the rocks. We're not savages here. He got due process.
I'm amazed that you people even kill each other around here in a small town like this.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
All right. So I suppose this is it. This will be it for us now. I mean, I don't have any more questions. Geier,
I mean-
Emaírel?
Speaking out of character, do we have any idea where to go though? I mean, we know that there's something weird happening with the recondite order, but
Well, I don't think we have visited General Store yet, so, and now since this theoretical rider is said to be a trader or a merchant, we can just ask around in the store on what sort of deals he was providing.
okay.
And when Wallite Kraken opens, we should visit it as well.
Oh, where are we going?
Well, I suppose we are leaving, and we should visit the store.
Hey. All right. The store is also one of the larger buildings in town, but it's just one story. It looks like the back part of the building is the actual home of the store's owner and his family. And there is and there's an like a middle-aged man behind the counter. There are two younger, well, boys that are busy restocking the shelves and sweeping the floor. The general store is pretty well stocked with everything that you would need in a town that is this far away from any bigger city. Of course, lots of equipment related to fishing and seafaring, but also surprisingly a couple of magic items.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, a little bit pricey. It's got a bag of holding type 1, a wand of enthrall, and a wand of flame arrow. But all of them are being sold at 150% of the normal price.
I bet you're glad we're not the kind of players that will just go murder hobo in this place.
Yeah.
Shame Evelyn isn't here. She'd be down for that wand.
Yeah.
I think.
So,
I actually, I think I actually down for that bag of holding because, I mean, I'm getting really tired of hauling my over encumbrance stuff.
so you enter the store, and then a little bell goes off, goes, and the boys look over from through the gaps in the shelves. You see one eye, and the other boy just briefly looks up from his sweeping, but then immediately turns his gaze towards the floor again. The middle-aged man at the counter just looks up, stares at you for a little bit, and then focuses his attention at something on the counter again, leaving you to your own devices.
Mm-hmm.
Are the items listed the absolute only things?
Those are the only magic items.
Okay.
But they are, like I said, they are fairly well stocked, so all of the mundane items
Okay.
from the core rulebook are available.
Give me one
Oh.
second. I will be right back.
So what do you do?
But I believe we are here to ask about our quote-unquote friend.
Yep.
So you walk over to the counter or
Yeah.
to one of the hands.
Well, we probably should ask the owner first, so it would be only polite if he's present.
Alright. So you walk up to the counter and you see that he's been doodling. That's what was catching his attention. But you can't really tell what it is he's doodling. It just looks like he was drawing, like, spiraling circles of some kind, but not in like a consistent pattern. Just this sort of mass of circles all over each other. Just a tangled mass of lines. And as you come close, he just kind of, like, really lost in it. Keeps drawing that. Even as you stand right in front of him.
Sir?
And he looks up.
I'm back.
Oh, yes. What? Did you find something?
We're actually looking for information on a friend, Mr. Lucas.
Give me a perception, a diplomacy check, please.
Yeah, I'm not the right person for that.
Can I assist with
Oh,
my piousness?
I don't know. What would you gonna do? I mean, Emaṛel is doing the conversation.
Yeah,
so,
you're right. No, it doesn't make any sense for Geier to step in.
15. Okay. So he's not immediately brushing you off, but he goes, "Oh, it's an honest store. We're not in the business of rumor mongering."
Well, I think I will have to loosen his tongue, I suppose, and I think I will, well, just outright buy the bag of holding that they have. Those 7,000 gold pieces that you guys said it's per person, right?
Yep.
Yeah, then in that case I'm more than well stocked enough to afford it.
So 375
Yeah.
or 3,750 is what it costs. And so he says, "Oh, we're not in the business of rumor mongering." And then
Yeah.
Doctor says, "Well, I'll take that bag of holding."
Yeah, and that's a blonk, like huge.
Yeah, and plops a lot of cash on the counter, and like both of the boys look up and at their presumed father, and he like is also surprised and says, "Well, that's that had been sitting on its shelf for a while. Okay. Sure," he says, and he takes it down and sells it to you for the mentioned amount.
Yeah, for listed price, yeah.
And give me a diplomacy check.
Myself or anyone else?
Well, you pretty much opened the door here, so if anybody else would like to use that, feel free to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Geier's not so much in the shopping mood.
Okay. Well, then you have to do it yourself.
Okay. Diplomacy +1.
16. No, real. It's so he's not. He's just selling you the bag of holding. He's obviously very happy about that, but he doesn't comment or pick up the question that you had put down. Oh, is there anything else the gentleman would need? Or the lady? Maybe a winter coat?
A coat? I would like a coat.
And you can buy some winter clothes.
I'll do that.
And like I said, it's at 150%. Which means cold weather.
weather
That
lingering.
would be 12 gold pieces. It's a cold weather outfit.
Not to be that guy, but I think I have to subtract that from the party loot. I don't think Alhindri has a penny on her.
Do you even have pockets?
No.
to
She
put pennies in?
actually took. She was actually given the same share as everyone else
Regarding...
from the sales that we did. We made.
okay, well then in that case she'll...
Did Geier mark down the same amount of gold?
I didn't mark down any gold.
You should have added. Where was it?
Didn't you say 7,000?
I'm trying to look for the exact amount. It was 7,000 and something.
Wait.
7,110.
Yeah, sounds like that. Yeah.
Geier.
Yeah.
7,000 gold.
Yep.
7,110.
Can I even carry that much gold?
Well, it's your share. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have it on your person.
Okay, I'm writing it down in my character sheet. Holy crap. Well, see, saving will get you far. A Spartan lifestyle. Geier is very into that Marie Kondo lifestyle. Either way, Geier has no plan to buy anything in this shit town.
Yeah, so if you're not gonna inquire about anything else, then the shopkeeper's just gonna return to his
I
doodling.
am not giving them my business.
Yeah, he's just returning to his doodling.
Alhindri likes the way that the coat fits. It's kind of heavy and sort of snug around her. You notice she kind of wraps her arms around herself as she does so, and like tucks her hands into her armpits.
Yeah, and it comes with a thick wool cap too. Like this, like a nautical looking, is it a beanie? I think. Is that what it's called?
Sure.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right. So, where do you want to go next?
What is in the 8? I think we haven't been that far yet?
No, you haven't been that far south of, in town yet. So you want to go and check it out?
Yeah.
Okay. The building turns out to be a sort of apothecary. Or like pharmacy, I guess. It is called Gifts of the Swamp. And, yeah, it's the southernmost building, and it's not just the house itself that seems a little removed from the rest of town. It's also the occupant, a half-elf lady. Who? Wait a second. Yeah, who's running the shop and whose prices are actually normal, even to outsiders like you, which already show. And she's also much friendlier. As you come in, she actually smiles and she says, "Hello, welcome to the Gifts of the Swamp."
Does she also have a bag of holding, except much cheaper?
Yes, in fact, she gives one away for free for every fourth
We are
customer.
customer 1000.
Yeah. No, in fact, she doesn't. But she has all sorts of ointments, alchemical items, and that sort of stuff lined up on her shelves. And yeah, she also has a section of what looks like special oils and scrolls.
Mm.
And she says, "Well, can I help you with anything? Do you any muscle ache from the cold nights? I have a soothing balm that might help you."
I was thinking more like anything that would help with swimming or being underwater.
I'm afraid he can't really help you with that. No, 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 this is not good for you. No, no, nothing really that would help you breathe underwater. Don't have as much magic in my store. The only magic I have is in these. And she points towards 2 scrolls and a little flask of oil.
And what do those do?
Well, I said, this is an oil that if you rub it on a weapon, it will magically enhance its sharpness and agility and prowess. So it's an oil of magic weapon. Here's a scroll that in the hands of a capable healer will magically close your wounds. It's a cure moderate wound scroll. And this is a scroll that will protect you from, well, maybe well-meaning, but nevertheless potentially harmful creatures. It's a protection from good scroll.
That's an odd one.
Interesting. Protection from good.
What kind of town would have something like that?
I mean,
I didn't to admit I did not make these myself. I only buy and sell magic items when I get an opportunity. And these have been sitting on my shelves for quite some time. But if I can interest you in some of my alchemical concoctions, I...
some alchemical
Yeah,
concoctions, you say. I mean,
Yeah, she has all the chemical items from the core rulebook. So some Alchemist's fire and some Tanglefoot bags and that kind of stuff. She does have that available.
as a matter of fact, I'm somewhat of an alchemist
Antitoxin.
myself. Yeah.
Yep.
Soothe syrup?
Sooth syrup? Is that a thing?
I think it
believe
is.
So yes.
But
For
I
a
don't
sore
think-
throat?
Yeah.
but I don't think that's in the core rulebook, is it?
Isn't it? Oh, I don't know. It might be. It might be one of those like from one of the alchemist manuals or something. Never mind.
Sooth syrup.
It's not that important.
I could make some for you. If you require any.
I don't even remember what it does. I just feel like Alhindri would want some.
Ah, well, yeah, for 1 hour after drinking, you gain a +5 bonus on saving throws made to resist effects that would make you nauseated or sickened.
Never mind.
I do have some chamomile. I could if we come back tomorrow, I might.
That's fine. She's
Wait
okay.
wait a second. I need to run out.
While Samuel's away, someone get the PDF of of the game and cheat.
No, I may be a bastard, but I'm not that much kind of a bastard.
That's the right answer. But seriously, what are we gonna do apart from shopping? I have to confess, I'm a little like, other than that place where they drown the people and helping out Mr. What was his name?
Greedy.
Greed.
I mean, I see a couple of different options here. I mean, we could go try to be sneaky and investigate the temple some more. I think realistically, we probably just need to wait for a bit because it's clear that most of the villagers are out right now. Like the tavern is closed. I don't know where Lucas is, so I don't know if he's going to come back or if he's hiding out somewhere. But it might just be a matter of waiting.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Emaírel is going to ask. We've heard rumors about people disappearing in town. Should we be worried?
give me a diplomacy check, please. And she looks at you for a little bit, as if thinking her answer over, and then shrugs and says, "Oh well, you know, people in town tend to be a little insular and stick to themselves. Maybe they just want to have some time for themselves."
Actually, you know what? I think I have a somewhat out of character idea. I still have those hero cards, one of which is, I believe, hero card of wisdom, which allows me to trade it to the DM for a hint.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might have one of those too.
That's a good application.
So yes, I suppose it would be for now a good time for us to actually use that, and just ask you, Simon. So, what you gonna do? Shall we wait for this Lucas, or shall we make more proactive some sort of measures? Let me see. Hero cards.
Well, you only really have one pointer, or one direction that you were pointed in, which is towards the recondite order of the Indomitable Sea. And they already were weirdly rude to you.
Yeah.
So maybe it might be worth checking out their hall.
Yeah, I don't think I actually have hero cards accounted on Foundry, so I will have to open the Roll20 game to.
Yeah, but I remember that you had a card like that. That's okay. We just have to remember it at some point to carry over the cards, or make a note somewhere which cards you have.
I have actually I have one thing that I'll buy while we're here at the alchemist shop.
Mm-hmm.
Is she selling any black fire clay?
Black fire clay. Wait a second. Oh, when you ask about that, she says, oh yes, of course. Put some of it into the pocket of your coat, and it will warm your hands all day. And she like takes out a tiny chunk of it, which is just, I don't know, a couple of ounces.
Yeah, I imagine Alhindri actually has no idea what it is, but she like stumbles across a little bit of it or something, and she inquires.
Yeah.
And yeah, she'll take that. She'll ask how much it is.
And she says it's 2 gold pieces to a pound.
2 gold pieces to a pound. She'll take I guess the normal the however she sells it. If she sells it in the item's listed as a 10-pound block, I guess. So she'll take the whole 10-pound block.
Though that seems like a weirdly large amount.
She'll take a 5-pound block if it's offered.
A 1 pound block should be enough. I mean,
okay.
Like I said, it's supposed to be like a pocket warmer.
Okay.
I don't really see how.
She wants to stock up on some. She'll take 5 pounds if she
okay.
can.
Yeah, she can.
Because it is nice and warm. So.
Yeah. There you go, she says.
If you wrap yourself into this thing, you will cook yourself.
Let's see. Clay. That's it for Alhindri. She's not interested in anything else.
Anything else you want to do, or do you just want to ask around town, see if you can approach some of the townspeople, get some answers, gather some information?
Well, I believe it's about time for us to. Well, it's about time for the Kraken to open, so we might visit that one before we have a lunch and puzzle our predicament and the ways to approach it. And so,
yeah, is that party decision? Go to the tavern. All right, so tavern is not really open yet, but you see you hear and see some movement inside, so you decide to knock, and the door is opened by a woman. Let me see if I can see her age. No. Yeah, so she opens the door a little bit and gives you a suspicious look, the one that you know from people in town by now. A wave of that mildewy odor flushes out of the tavern, mixed in some stale alcohol and sweat. And she says, "Oh, I'm sorry, but we're not open yet." Bye-bye. And she closed the door.
Emaírel has a feeling that we're going to need to wait until night before we can see things happening.
Mm-hmm.
You mean a bit of subterfuge?
I mean, just disappearances happen at night, usually.
Oh, what does it mean? What do you want to do?
Sounds like we're waiting things out, seeing if the situation changes.
Patience, patience.
Yeah.
So where do you want to kill time?
The tavern.
But
Let's see what the.
Close. We'll literally just close the door.
All right.
Not the inn, you mean, where we spent the night? Alhindri would actually like to just kind of stay outside, kind of somewhere between the docks and the town square, just kind of minding her own business, but like watching and listening, just to see what sort of people are coming and going, if fishermen are coming in and such.
Okay. And the others?
Yeah, Geier doesn't want to go in yet. Fresh air might be good. I'll go with Alhindri. If anything, just to, see what she's up to. See if anything funny happens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, interesting.
I mean, I don't know. It's cold. Weather is ghastly, and I think I probably could take a break inside. So Arronax will go in. Besides, we might check once again on the room of our friend, either, well, quote unquote, or even though it is unlikely that he shows up.
Okay, so you go to the inn. Geier and Alhindri go to the docks in Emaírel.
Emaírel is going to swing by the house of Mr. Kroon, was his name?
Yeah.
See if he's in.
He does not seem to be home by now.
Okay, that case he's going to keep an eye on Alhindri.
Okay. So
Jeez, I wasn't trying to create this much suspicion.
You killed
It's
a whole
not
bunch of
keeping an
people.
eye. It's just,
He's not being suspicious, he's just being
Watchful.
watchful, yeah.
all right. So, Geier and Alhindri, you walk over to the wharfs where the ships are still not coming in. It's still too early in the day. So you just sit a little bit on the pier, watching the little rowboats bob up and down, listening to the seagulls out, and enjoying a little break in the freezing rain. And a little while later, then Emaírel joins you on his way back from Kroon's house. And everybody can give me a perception check.
Except me. I will.
Do not ask Alhindri for perception checks.
let's perceive. Hey, our die crashed. That counts as fudged, right?
There it is. Okay. So, let me just set this up here. I need your tokens. Party, there it is. Alhindri and Geier sitting on the dock of the bay. And Emaírel coming towards them. And as you walk towards them, Emaírel, you notice a large, huge, actually, shape, like a dark shadow in the water, and it kind of so you notice it under one of the waves out on the lake, and at first you think it's just a cloud passing by, casting its shadow onto the water, but then you see it move against the tide and shoot towards the wharf. And we're gonna need initiative. Let me see. I think I can just roll them all for you. Roll everyone. There we go. And we're already sorted. No, we're not. Begin combat. And
Whoops.
where's the initiative? That's the initiative. Okay, so it's a surprise round. So Emaírel, you get to act in the surprise round. Geier and Alhindri, you do not. And the surprise rounds, the dark shade that Emaírel you saw out there on the lake comes shooting towards the pier, and then it bursts from the water, and it turns out to be a giant octopus, and it shoots out from the water with its tentacles and lashes at, let me see its reach. I think it lashes out at Geier. Yes, at Geier. With one tentacle. Single attack. That's a 25 against your flat-footed Geier, because you did not see this coming. So that's 7 points of damage. And let me pop out the initiative here. Then it's Emaírel's your turn. One standard or a move.
So it's entirely submerged and only the tentacles are...
No, it
reaching
came
out?
to the surface.
They make a very poor meal, I'll have you know.
Okay. Emaírel, only a single action. He is going to cast Fly on himself.
Okay. And it's Gaia's turn.
Wasn't it a surprise round for?
Oh, yeah, right. You're right. Sorry.
I mean,
And then it's the octopus's turn, and it just starts lashing out with its tentacles, just kind of this writhing mass of enormous tentacles with a terrifying reach, and it full attacks, spreading its attacks out evenly between Alhindri and Geier, basically just taking turns. So,
God.
What are you doing?
are there enough? Are those enough die? Or
yep, it has 8 tentacles. So it's 22 to hit Alhindri.
Yes.
Okay, so it does 10 points of damage, and then it grabs you and draws you into the water, and then Geier is a natural 20, so that's definitely a hit. Is a 19 confirmed?
because my AC is 14. Yeah.
All right, then that is 14 points of damage, and it also grabs you.
8 arms to hug me with.
But fortunately, because you both got grabbed, that means that its other tentacle attacks.
I love this. Like it says, barely injured, injured, uninjured.
Yeah. So its other tentacle attacks can be used this round because it's now grabbing you. And Emaírel, you see the giant octopus pull your friends into the water.
Help! I don't know how to swim.
Wait. Okay, so Emaírel.
Yeah, Geier does not know how to swim.
Can he first try to identify this thing?
Yes, sure. It's a knowledge nature.
No, he can't.
Well, looks like a giant octopus.
Damn. Um, okay. Giant octopus. He can't. Okay, so if he can't do that, what could he do else? Yeah, he is going to take. Where is it? Yeah, he is going to take a. Do I do that? Do I do it in this order? He's going to take one standard action to enhance his sword, make it. Let me double check. Keen is a +1.
Keen? No, Keen doubles the threat range.
No,
it's
I mean the cost.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, so he's going to make his weapon a +1 Keen, so that's a standard action. -1 here, okay. That's a standard. And then he is going to take his move action to fly to over here. Boom. And then he is going to oh, the token is different. It doesn't have the thing, so I'm gonna deduct it
Zuli, do the thing.
here. He's going to take a
How high up are you flying right now?
he's basically just hovering above the.
Okay, then to your terror, one of the tentacles of the octopus.
No, because he uses his mythic thing to exclude the octopus from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Swift action. Okay, and lastly, he's going to take a swift action, expending a point of mythic power to move up to his speed and finish off with one attack.
Okay.
So
Wow.
that's his final move over here. And then he's going to take a stab at the octopus. And before I do that, I'm just going to have to adjust the weapon quickly. Like this and this. Boom. Okay, let's see. One attack.
Oh,
No.
nice.
Nope,
Nicely
nope.
done. Not confirmed, however.
No.
The thick skin of the octopus resists the critical confirmation roll, but it's still full regular damage. Yes. Okay. It feels like you're just hacking a hill, essentially. So it's like you're doing some damage, but it's not really a little blood in the water. But you're definitely outmatched by this thing by yourself. Geier, your turn.
So I have to roll to liberate myself, right?
Yes, well, you don't have to, but being grappled gives you a bunch of penalties and makes it harder
Yeah,
to
I
cast
don't think I
spells
can
and stuff.
move my hands comfortably to cast my spells.
Well, yeah, but the question is, do you have a better chance of escaping than of firing off a spell?
That's actually a good point.
So it's kind of
Actually, now that you mention it, I do have. I will catch Vampiric Touch on it. It's verbal and somatic. One living creature.
if it is somatic, you cannot cast it.
Because I'm being held.
Yes, if only spells which can be cast while grappling are those without somatic components.
That's just for grappling, though. That's not for grappled creatures. Creatures that are being grappled, I don't think, have to deal with that. But if you're grappling, you're using your hand.
Yeah,
Oh,
I always thought that way.
But I think
like
there,
with
there might
disadvantage,
there's no
there might
grappling
be.
condition.
because then there's no spells I can. All spells.
Isn't it the concentration check for Geier? Something
Yeah, I
like
thought
that?
he just had to make a concentration check. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
No, yeah.
I mean,
It's like
It's-
all touch
they're-
spells,
they're-
for example, have the somatic.
There's a thing about the concentration check while you have the grappled or pinned condition, but then casting spells while grappled/grappling. The only spells that can be cast while grappling or pinned are those without somatic. Even so, you must make it. So there is no grappling condition. There's only the grappled condition that both get. But that's
All right, then I will try to ungrapple. What is that?
okay.
Strength or dexterity save?
CMB.
Escape artist if you have ranks in that, or straight up CMB.
Escape artist. Have +2 but no ranks, so I suppose not. CMB. I have CMD.
You should have a CMB under your attacks in the HUD.
Right. There you go.
No, that's not even close to enough. You don't feel like you moving the thick tentacle even an inch.
All right. Geier will contemplate on the poor decisions that led him here.
Alhindri.
Alhindri is staggered because it's the first round of combat, and she was not expecting this. So she's just going to take a standard action to reflexively, again, try to shove this thing off of her. And she will be doing this in the meantime. Hopefully this works the way it should. 18 to hit.
It's a
It
touch.
is. It's an unarmed strike,
It's just called touch.
technically.
So it is against regular AC.
Yeah.
Then it's a miss.
Okay, then that's her turn.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's the octopus's turn, and first it'll lash out once at Emaírel.
Miss.
17 is a miss. Then it will roll its CMB, but only to show off. And I guess it needs to roll for each. I assume that is enough for both Alhindri and Geier. And it actually submerges, pulls you down into the water. So now all three of you are underwater.
Wait.
The octopus, Alhindri, and Geier.
Right.
Those three. Emaírel, your turn.
How far underwater?
It's moving. I think it's allowed to move its speed, but it's not that deep here. Something like 20 feet.
Because we can actually.
I mean,
mark
even
our
1
fate
foot
here.
underwater is not great because it's underwater.
Oh, how did you do that?
I just typed in the box that says 0.
Yeah, there's a box for elevation.
Excellent. Yes, perfect.
There's actually a module that will make your token appear higher up the higher it is. Like it'll make it larger and give it a shadow, a drop shadow, so it looks like it's like elevated above the scene. It's pretty
Well,
cool.
I can do this too.
Whoa!
Ooh.
That is crazy.
Hey, but it is Emaírel's turn, and he's not underwater, so no wavy wavy.
What does Emaírel do now? He's going to need a minute to think here. Well,
That's just 10 rounds. What could happen in 10 rounds?
yeah.
Let me ponder this.
Yeah, well, yeah, splitting from the party was a very bad decision. I'm sorry.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Is there anyone around? I guess not.
Well, I mean, no one
Just
who
like
could help you.
people. Yeah. Let's take a quick look here.
There's a boat maker, which is the only business that might actually be occupied before the wharfs come back. But that is 240 feet, 250 feet away from the pier.
That adds to land speed only, and swimming is based on land speed, right?
Yeah, it's
Like you move a fraction of
yes, I think it's a quarter, and then you can +5 for a half or something like that. But yeah, it is based on your land speed.
Latin or unlatin?
What?
No Monty Python. What is the average airspeed of an?
Oh,
Emaírel is going to take one more standard action and one more point of focus to cast haste on himself.
okay.
Okay, that is done.
So you still have a move?
He still has a move, and he is going to We've seen when he saw the creature coming in underwater, it seemed very quick, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's going to take a swift action and one more point of focus, and further increase his land speed by 30 feet.
Okay.
So his total normal land speed is 90, but it's reduced down to 60 because of medium armor.
Mm-hmm.
And with his move, he is going to dive behind them.
Okay.
Unfortunately, flight doesn't translate underwater at all.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So,
And again, he's going to exclude the creature from making AOs due to this movement.
mm-hmm. So he is going to take an attack of opportunity. Single attack against you, 19.
He actually can exclude the creature.
Oh,
from...
he can exclude. I thought he cannot.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your turn.
Yeah, he should be now at. If I can do the thing. Well, I don't know how to resolve that. Like with one move action, he has 60 feet of movement. He was at basically.
He was at like 5 feet above, so
Yeah.
he has 55 of regular move. So going down, I mean, you need to do a swim check, of course.
Yay!
But it should be not too hard because the water is calm. Eight. Wow. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you want to get down for now, so I think that should be easy enough to accomplish. So yeah, you managed to go half your speed as you move, a quarter of your speed, I mean, as you move down. So 55 and when you hit the water, so let's say 12 rounded to 10 feet. No, that's not 12, 13, 14, 14, still rounding to 10. So you're right behind them essentially. And Gaia, your turn. You're muted? I don't know. Oh, that was a combat maneuver.
Yeah, sorry, I was accidentally muted because I had food in my mouth. But yeah,
Yeah, no, and you are struggling. You feel like this is it's not gonna end well. You don't really see a way for you out of this, and that takes 2 rounds of holding your breath off of your counter. So you can hold your breath for twice your Constitution score, but if you do anything, that takes energy, you have to discount 2 rounds from that instead of one
wait,
round.
what does that mean?
What's your Constitution score? What's Geier's Constitution score?
I'm looking for it. Sorry, that's +2. 14.
No, 14. So
Yeah.
you can hold your breath for up to 28 rounds.
Okay.
But if you do something, like you were struggling, you're trying to get out, you have to subtract 2 rounds from that
Okay.
instead of just 1. So now you're at 26 rounds that you have left before you start drowning.
I'll mark that down.
Uh,
26.
Yes, currently you're at 26. Alhindri.
Alhindri. Well, let's see. Alhindri. I suppose.
Suck.
She did that while she was on the surface, so she's got 20 rounds. At the end of this round, it'll be 19. And she is going to.
Yes.
Sorry. She's going to summon a creature. Fortunately, it doesn't require her to. I don't believe there's any components to it, really. Just double check, make sure there's not a somatic component, and I'm in big trouble. Does not list any components. But it does take a full round for me to do so.
Okay.
She, underwater, is kind of like, it's uncomfortable, obviously. It's in the freezing cold and with this thing wrapped its tentacles around her, but she's not panicking and like flailing at it the way that Geier is. She's just kind of
Geier is panicking,
observing it. And then Geier, if you catch a glimpse of her through the water, you'll see that this strange symbol starts to glow on her forehead.
Ha, I told you.
And suddenly there is another creature in the water.
And the sight of that puts Geier at ease.
No.
Oh,
No, it doesn't. Because in some ways, it's not dissimilar from the octopus. But in other ways, it is extremely dissimilar. It has an almost kind of a long serpentine-like body with very, very pale skin, slightly spotted, almost as if it had leopard spots. It has a massive head with a gaping maw that at first looks like it kind of has a snaggletooth mouth, but as you look a little harder, you realize that those aren't like big teeth protruding out of it. They're like little fleshy appendages. Almost look like fingers reaching out of its mouth. It has awkward-looking, gangly legs and arms that are kind of hanging off of it. And rather than a tail at the back end, you just see this gigantic mass of tentacles that are churning and propelling it through the water as it takes form.
Can I show them?
Sure.
What is that?
What the?
Oh,
It looked like it's in pain.
it looks like dinner in this town.
Yeah, how big is it?
It's large.
Yeah. Properly terrifying. So that was a full round action?
That's a full round for me, yeah.
Okay, so that does take 2 rounds off of your total.
Right,
So, you should
so
be at
it's-
18.
Okay, 18.
Okay, the octopus is going to do its grapple check for Alhindri. Succeeds. And then it's going to try to bite Alhindri. Kind of pausing momentarily to bite her. 22 to hit for 18 points of damage. And I will...
Yikes.
Yep. And I will need a fortitude save.
This doesn't do damage resistance, as far as I can tell. So
No, I don't think
so
so.
I just have to manually. Okay. Okay.
The fortitude save?
Yes. Fortitude. There it is. 11. Not a great roll.
No, not at all. And as soon as it hits, you also see like an oily liquid kind of form in little bubbles around the wound where the strange maw of this enormous creature bit you, and you feel your strength being sapped from your body as you take 2 points of strength damage.
Great. Excellent. I'm so good at strength.
Let's go with this one.
This is really going well.
Yeah. Okay, but that took its entire round, so that slowed it down.
Yeah, I'm
And
so,
it's
I'm
Emaírel's turn.
so sorry I'm not there dying with you guys.
I wonder what your bombs would do underwater.
Yeah.
Why don't you find that out just in case we need that at some point?
That's shit. That's a good question.
Emaírel.
He is going to again spend one use of mythic power to move and attack once. Which I guess he'll need a swim check for.
Yes, correct.
Let's see.
That's enough. And I assume you can once again avoid its attack of opportunity.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So that was one move. No, that was a swift action. That was one movement plus one attack. So let's do the one attack.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Done. That is not good.
16 is not enough.
And now he's going to take his full round of attacks against the creature.
That's better. It's unfortunately not a crit, so it's just a regular 12 points of damage, but still definitely helpful. More blood in the water. Oh, that was the iterative. Where's the first attack is the 22. It's also a hit. The hasted attack is also a hit. There we go. Okay. Well, lots of blood in the water.
But still only barely injured.
Well, that's what it says, isn't it? Okay, that was your turn.
Yep, that's it. Swift and a full round.
Geier, the water around you is getting crimson red.
Very soupy. Well, Geier will try to contain his panic, and seeing that his struggling is having no effect, will pray to Pharasma and hope for the best.
That's it? Is there an action coming, or are you...
Well, that there's nothing I can do.
Well, you can try. If you roll a natural 20, you'll break free.
But doesn't that work? Well, try it. I thought it was kind of like a hint, like, don't struggle too much, because...
Of course, I don't want you to struggle. I want to eat you.
Right.
Yeah. No, but you have plenty of rounds, because Geier is surprisingly dirty. So
It's the orc blood for you.
Yeah. Alhindri.
I was trying to figure out when my Eidolon actually acts, because
On your round, I would say.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I would normally they don't appear suddenly in the middle of combat, so there's nothing specified for that. But if it acts on my round, that's fine. Alhindri will first use her transposition ability, which will allow her to swap places with her Eidolon. Or Eidolon. And she can choose which square the Eidolon is in for her where to appear. She'll head over here. And the Eidolon.
And that's like a purely mental action or something?
It's a standard action.
And doesn't have any components or whatever?
Nope, it's just once a day as a standard action.
Okay, great.
Well, it's it's the thing it uses is just a standard action once a day. So
I don't think there should be a grapple check involved then.
Yeah.
Okay. And I mean, it's not gonna pop up in the creature's tentacle because it's too big. It's gonna slide off the Eidolon.
And then she would probably want to try and swim to the surface.
Okay. That actually triggers an attack of opportunity.
From way out. Wow.
Yep.
It's got 25 feet of reach?
It's got 30 feet of reach.
Wow, that's terrifying.
And it hits you for 9 points of damage. And then it's going to try to... Yep. And it just draws you back in just when you thought you were getting out.
Okay, well, that's not good at all.
And you grappled once again. And then the creature?
And then my dancing partner will take its turn. It is going to... God. New sheet. Everything is new. It's going to try and take a bite out of this creature. That is just a 19.
That's a miss. Even though I guess you're... no, actually, it's grappled right now. So... Where is it? Condition grappled. Here we go. And now its AC is 20. So... Does it count?
Still a miss.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a miss.
All right. It will then try and hit it with the mass of tentacles. Wow, that's an 18. Coming out real strong.
Real strong, indeed.
Mm.
That's a miss.
If
So,
if its AC is 20, then maybe that should have confirmed for Emaírel before.
Oh, right, because it was already grappled then, right? Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna add the crit damage. Okay, sorry about that.
Mm.
Okay, so I will need another fortitude save by Alhindri.
a fortitude save?
Yep, because you got bitten earlier.
Oh.
Remember?
Oh, it's ongoing. Lovely.
Yeah, a nice little poison. That was the wrong creature, but a natural 20 is
Oops. Yep.
is a save nonetheless. Okay.
It's like, wow, that's so much. Actually, its fortitude saves aren't much better than mine.
All right, then the octopus's turn. It's going to try and attack the dancing partner, and it's going to try and hit it with a tentacle. 29 to hit for 10 points
Yep.
of damage.
That's a hit.
And it's going to try and grab it. 37. Is that enough?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then it's going to try and bite it. 18.
That is a hit.
Okay, that's 18 points of damage. And Emaírel's turn.
Will attack this creature.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
A lot going on when you attack. 20 is a hit for 13. 18
Then miss.
is a miss. And the 9 is a miss. Correct. Then it's Geia's turn.
Natural 20. Getting closer.
Yeah, no natural 20. Alhindri.
Okay. Alhindri is spells without somatic components. Let's see.
Not a lot of those.
Yeah, there's hardly any. They all require a little finger weaving.
Let's see that. That one does not require somatic, but it won't help much while I'm grappled. I guess I can't really use verbal components while I'm underwater either, can I?
No.
Okay, well, so I pretty much have no ability to cast spells then.
Welcome to the club.
Alhindri is simply going to try to touch the thing again. Another attack roll, might as well.
20.
Maybe I'll roll decently this time. It's a 21.
Mm-hmm.
That is a hit.
Okay. The
what
damage.
happened?
The damage is
One
negligible,
non-lethal. Yeah.
but the energy drain is not.
So it gets how many negative levels?
It imposes 1 negative level on the target.
Okay. Let me see if I can actually impose a condition or something. No.
Are you asking about the sheets?
I was wondering how to put a negative level in.
In Foundry?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's like the PC sheet, it's in Attribute tab,
Mm-hmm.
and it's basically the last thing.
Level drain. Yeah,
Level
down
drain,
at the
yeah.
bottom.
Nice. Okay. Got it. Okay. That was Alhindri's standard.
That was her standard. She has no move.
Correct. So she loses 2 rounds of air.
Right. So
and another fortitude save. Sorry, before you move to the dancing partner.
the question is this thing going to kill me? $22.
Okay, well, your strength is still depleted, but at least it's not getting worse.
Okay. Other one. Dancing partner will try again. Bite. How about a 26?
Yeah, that's a hit.
It's only 6 points of damage, but it gets an automatic attempt to grab the creature that is grabbing it.
Right. So it's gonna grab back. Okay. All right.
So hang on.
No, you're already both grappled. So that's.
Oh, we're already
Yeah.
but
there's only grappled. It's just that the octopus is currently controlling. But I mean.
well, can I make a grab roll then?
Since you're already grappling, it doesn't really make too much sense to me.
No, I mean, to take control of the grapple, I believe.
Would I be able to take control of the grapple?
That way yeah, okay, why not? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, see, they agree.
37.
Oh wow, okay, I see what you mean. So the octopus had its tentacle wrapped around the dancing partner, but then it bites down on the tentacle hard. The tentacle like kind of flops. It frees itself and is now the controller of this grapple.
Okay. And it will do the tentacle mass as well for good measure.
Good old summoner tricks. It's
33.
remarkable that
Nice, 7 points.
7 more points.
Okay, and that brings it to a level of.
I know this sounds weird. I know. Can I actually make another grab attempt on the tentacles, and this time I actually want to transfer maintaining the grapple from the mouth to the tentacles?
Sure. Yeah, why not? It's gonna be tricky.
27.
7. I have to check its CMD because it's possible. Yeah, that's not enough.
Okay, so I'll just keep it in the mouth for now.
It's a strange coincidence that in Strange Eons, we also met a summoner with a tentacle eidolon. And we also met him in Thrushmoor.
Look at that.
Yeah.
All right, so the octopus is at this point, as you can see, badly injured, and it squirts out a cloud of ink, which gives it total concealment.
No.
And also everyone in a 10-foot radius gets total concealment. It's trying to get away. I'm sure, like it lets go of Alhindri and of Geier, and the dancing partner would also feel that it's like tugging and trying to move away. But is the dancing partner gonna let it?
Probably not.
Right. So
Whether it's for better or worse.
It's trying to get away, which means it needs to do a grapple check then.
Can it do the ink thing and try to break the grapple?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, natural 1. Can't get away from the dancing partner. Wow. Emaírel, you're caught in the ink cloud. Don't see anything. It's pitch black.
Can't see anything. He could try to stab blindly at where it was before.
Sure, yeah.
And hopefully he doesn't cut anything that shouldn't be cut.
Okay, can you roll a d100 for the first one?
Mm-hmm.
High is good. Okay. So you hit once, then d100 for the second attack, which may be critical. And you hit it critically. And the third attack is also... No, it's a 20. Yeah, it's a 20 right now. Is that right? I guess. I mean, it has the condition, so the condition is applied. All right, yeah, so the last attack misses. Geier. You're free.
Yeah, so I've been let go, but I'm still 20 feet underwater, right?
Correct.
So
And in like pitch black water at this point. You don't see anything. Maybe
can I know which way is up?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't think Geier would know the trick about blowing bubbles and following them, but let's roll with it. Geier will swim up.
Okay, give me a swim check.
It's not gonna be great. Geier is not a good swimmer.
Well, I guess you do not know where is up, and you're just kind of flailing in the water.
Yeah.
For
I mean,
a
at least he's relieved he's no longer
Yeah.
grappled, but like...
But you still have another move action you can spend on another swim check.
Yeah. Will that take... Yeah, it's gonna take 4 actions, right?
Oh, what? No, that was
I
both of your actions.
think he means
First one.
rounds of
Rounds, sorry, rounds, yeah.
4 rounds? I don't
of
understand.
breathing.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's just if you do anything, it counts as double.
Okay, so but it's just once, right? So it's just...
Yes.
Cool.
Just to subtract 2 rounds.
Cool.
And then it's Alhindri's turn.
Alhindri's going to attempt to swim up.
Mm-hmm.
Although she is badly weakened by that poison, and she's not very strong to begin with, so this might be bad. Swim.
What, your swim
What's
is
the DC? What's the DC to swim?
In calm water.
Wait,
it's
why
10.
does she have an armor check penalty?
because you're encumbered. As I have learned right now, if you are overweight a little bit, you get -3. That's why, even though I'm wearing a Mithril chain shirt, which has no armor check penalty at all, I still have check penalty to skills and my speed.
No. Okay, that's why, because I entered in something wrong on my when I put that black fire clay in. I said that each unit weighed 15 pounds instead of 1.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, well, how the hell did I get so encumbered? Okay, let me check this again. All right. Well, my swim is still at a -3, but that's better than a -9. So maybe I'll get lucky. Nope, I'm down here with Geier.
No progress, but you still have another move action you can use to swim your quarter speed.
I guess we'll do it again. Come on. Wow.
Oh,
These
no.
rolls are not going great tonight.
That is actually getting you down 5 feet. Because it's so low. So you got
I thought we were at the bottom already.
No, not entirely. There's always room for getting worse.
Okay, so I'm actually sinking.
Yes. Oops.
Excellent.
What are you thinking about?
And then we have the dancing partner.
Wait, what? No, oh shoot. It's,
Oh, you got a little too far down. Yeah.
yeah, it's not what I'm trying to do right now. I want to be... Okay, I won't worry about that for the moment. It is going to try to finish chomping on this thing. I suppose first it needs to maintain the grapple, right?
You can roll a grapple check and then attack as like if that a grapple check is successful, you just roll the damage of a light weapon or natural weapon.
Okay, it will maintain its grab then. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a natural 1.
Natural 1, which means the octopus breaks free.
This is going about as abysmally as it possibly could.
And
But that was just it failed its grapple check. It still has.
that's standard, I believe, to maintain. So you would still have a move action, I think. Let me just double check, but I'm pretty sure that's how that works.
Okay. I thought that wasn't the case for creatures that have grab, but I might. But
Attacker's turn. Attacker controlling both parties grappled. You can release the grapple as a free, maintain grapple, and perform some other action upon defender as a standard action. Attacker rolls their CMB +5 against the defender's CMD. Success,
Okay,
failure,
yeah.
both parties lose the grappled condition.
I think there might be something different on the text for grab, but I will not worry about that at the moment because what I'd rather do is use the move action to swim over and try to lift up Geier if that's a possibility. It's a large creature. Can it help push
Yeah.
him up?
Sure. Yeah. Actually, just help pushing him up, basically.
Yeah.
Much
Okay.
obliged.
Okay. We'll do that as an aid another on his swim check when the time comes. The octopus now finally freed, with a jerky movement that none of you can see because it's still in the ink cloud, but it jets out of here at a speed of 200 feet.
Damn it.
That's how quickly it can move when it uses its jet ability. And it's gone. And at least you're safe for now. And yeah, with the help of the dancing partner, Geier, you managed to struggle your way up to the surface, Alhindri, you too, and you break the surface of Lake Ankathon, gasping for air, realizing that you almost just could have died.
Close eyes off our ass, mother.
And that's the end of today.
Well, that was harrowing.